Hello YouTubers, my name is Attila Mate from Blue Sky Photography, and today we are outside and we see Waterford City from here. You can see from the top of the hill. I climbed up here and I wanted to show you these guys. This is where I live, and I will make a zoom in small video, you know, when you can see the key. This is the key of Waterford City, the port actually. And I like this city and I wanted to show you these guys. So today I would like to talk to you about the top 10 cameras of 2017 under $3,000. Now guys, I have to tell you something. This was a tough choice. There are many great cameras out in the market, and I have to tell you something. It is difficult to choose, and I just made a list of 10 cameras, and if you think that there are different cameras which one should be mentioned, please feel free and leave a comment down below and let's discuss it in a professional manner, because I'm only a human being, so I can make mistakes. These cameras I selected based on my experience with mirrorless and DSLR, and I think that I had the opportunity and the possibility to use many type of DSLRs and many type of mirrorless cameras, and this selection, you know, it's based on my experience with this. So first of the camera, and this would be the best, I would say, of 2017, and that would be the Sony A7R Mark II. Now, I told you at the beginning that it's under $3,000. The truth is that this is a little bit over $3,000. But I put this camera over here because this camera is one of the best cameras, I tell you. I mean, it's just ridiculously good. And there are some disadvantages which comes with this camera, and I don't want to talk about this here because this video will be too long, so I don't want to discuss this. But there are some disadvantages like lens selection and these kind of things, you know, what you have to be very careful when you get into a camera system and when you buy a camera. But I will place a video. I have a video, you know, what would you have to check when you want to get into a camera system, you know, and this the five ideas, let's say, or tips what you want to think about when you want to get into a camera system. And I will place a card up here so you can see that video. But this is one of the best cameras. It's a 42 megapixel full frame camera with 4K video recording possibility. Now again, video recording possibility, it's a different story. It has a 30 minutes limit. I don't want to speak about specifications. If you want to see the specifications, you can search around and you can see yourself. But this is one of the best cameras, I tell you. Now, second camera, what I want to say is the Sony A7S2, A7S Mark II, 12.2 megapixel full frame camera, the low light king, I call it. Yeah. Now, again, this camera is a little bit expensive than 3,000 euro. Again, it's about 3,200, 3,300 euro. You can buy it on eBay, and if you want to buy in a shop, probably you will have to pay 3,500, something like that. But if you do that kind of video, if you shoot a lot in dim light, in low light, this is the camera you want to go, period. This camera is excellent. But again, you have to watch carefully what kind of lenses will you need, what kind of accessories will you need. What you have to watch carefully and think about carefully when you want to get into a system. Okay, camera number 3, Fujifilm XT2, 24 megapixel APS-C size camera, no anti-aliasing filter. Not so good in 4K video. It's okay. With power grip it's good. It's okay with power grip, but without power grip it's only a 7 minutes limit for 4K video. But at least Fuji was honest enough to say this to the customers. They advertise their camera everywhere, like it's a 7 minutes record limit. If you want more, you have to buy the booster grip. So that's honesty, I would say. At least if you want to get into the system, you will know. But on the other hand, if you want a still camera, which is great in autofocus, which has excellent image quality, excellent lens selection. The lens choice of Fuji is just great, you know, it's nice. And the lenses are affordable, are not really expensive. So I would say that that's why I placed this into the third place, because I would say the sensor size is APS-C, and there are many other cameras you will see down here which one are the same level like this, like the Fuji X-T2. The only difference is that the sensor size is smaller, and there are two of those cameras you will see down here. Now, camera number 4 would be the Nikon D500. And I tell you something, I'm a Nikon shooter, and I like the D500. It's a great camera. Fast autofocus, no anti-aliasing filter, 20 megapixel, no anti-aliasing filter, and okay in 4K video. Why I say okay? Because Nikon cameras will have this refocusing issue, you know, in video, like DSLRs, you know. The Canon doesn't have, because Canon use dual pixel autofocus, so that's a different story. But the DSLRs and the cameras, the example Panasonic as well. Panasonic uses contrast detection autofocus. So when you use in video contrast detection autofocus, you will see the video sometimes it's refocusing just like just like that, you know. But it's quick. If you don't look carefully, you don't really notice that. But in the same time, I'm an image quality freak, so I want my videos and my photos, you know, and everything. I want best possible image quality, what I can get. So that's why I would say that Nikon D500, it's okay in 4K video. Again, the stabilization is not so good, you know. It has some electronic stabilization, but that's not so good. So it's okay in 4K video. Camera number 5. And here, this is one of the cameras I said it's on par with the Fuji X-T2, and that would be the Panasonic GH5. I tell you something, it's a 20.3 megapixel micro four thirds strongly video oriented camera with great still capabilities, but it's mostly a video oriented camera. And I tell you something, Panasonic GH5, it is just a great video camera. If you want to buy a video camera at the moment under $3,000 and you want to get everything possible in video, what is great, Panasonic GH5 is the way to go. I mean, it's just brilliant, it's good. The only disadvantage is that it's a micro four thirds sensor, but for video, that's not a disadvantage. That's why I say for video. If you do still more than video, then I wouldn't choose that camera. But if you shoot video, Panasonic GH5 is the way to go. I tell you, it's just brilliant. I mean, you have some advantages like 4K video, 60 frames a second. 60 frames a second. It's great. Anamorphic video, slow motion, etc. It's like, I don't want to talk. I could talk 2 hours about this. It's great. Okay, camera number 6. And this is the second camera what I wanted to say that is on par with the Fuji X-T2, and that would be the Olympus EM1 Mark II. And I tell you, 24 megapixel micro four thirds sensor, excellent still camera with great video features. This is, I would say, I still have a video about this. What would be the best camera combo if you want to buy two cameras? What would be the best two cameras? And I choose the Panasonic GH5 and the Olympus EM1 Mark II. And why did I choose these two cameras? Because they share the lens selection. Any Panasonic lens you can use on Olympus, any Olympus lens you can use on Panasonic. So the lens selection is huge. If you get into Panasonic or Olympus, the micro four thirds lens selection it's just huge, big. But the Olympus EM1 Mark II has some very strong still capabilities. Like there are, I don't want to speak again about specifications because it will be too long, but you can check yourself, you know. But there are some very good and strong still capabilities of this camera. Okay, camera number 7, Sony A6500, 24mm APS-C size, no anti-aliasing filter, fast focusing, good in low light, great still camera with weak video capabilities. Now, why do I say weak video capabilities? Many Sony shooters maybe will be angry now, and like usual, but I'm used to it already, so I don't really care. What is true is true, and I say Sony A6500 Sony A6500 in video, it's just simply, you can't rely on the camera. That's the truth. I mean, you shoot 4K video, the camera could switch off after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes or after 7 minutes, whenever he will decide that he wants to switch off. So you cannot rely on the camera. And it's not worst, you know, like in video, it's not worst like Fuji XT2, you know, but at least Fuji was honest enough and they said, look, you can shoot 7 minutes and that's it. If you want more, you take the power boost grip, put it on, and then you can shoot 30 minutes. But the Sony, they never mentioned anything. They just sell the cameras and then you realize that your camera switched off. I tell you, my Sony a6000 switched off on me when I was shooting, and switched off on me in 1080p. Goodness sake, 1080p. So that's why I say weak video capabilities. If you want video, don't get Sony. If you want still photography, no problem. Sony cameras, great cameras. You will have disadvantages, and you have to see my video about that. But if you like, you know, if you are happy with the lenses, you can get in Sony. If you are happy with the accessories, you can get in Sony. Great cameras, excellent cameras. So, camera number 8. And this is a Pentax camera, but I put in here because I just love this camera, and that is the Pentax K One. Full frame, 36 megapixel, no anti-aliasing filter. Excellent landscape camera, not so good in video. I would say you don't really use it in video. But if we speak about landscape photography or portrait photography, where your subject is stationary, you know, and you don't need fast autofocus, because Pentax cameras, they are not very popular about fast autofocus, but they are excellent cameras, I tell you. And let's not talk about that, they are the best built cameras ever on the market. They are the best cameras. I mean, the weather sealing on those cameras is just brilliant. So they are the best built cameras on the market. That's why I put in here, I like this camera very, very much, and I tell you, it is a good choice if you are a landscape photographer or if you are a lot outside, you know, outdoors, because you can take this camera and beat the nail in the wall. I tell you, it's just so strong that it's unbelievable. Again, I don't speak about specification. It's 36 megapixel, no anti-aliasing filter. It's a great camera, you know. It's not so fast in autofocus, but other than that, you know, it's a great camera. Okay, camera number 9, Sony A7 Mark II, 24 megapixel full frame sensor, fast enough autofocus, great still camera, okay for video. Again, I used to own this camera. This was a great camera, but the reason I switched to Nikon and to APS-C mostly, not to Nikon. Let's say the reason I switched to APS-C, because this camera is a 24 megapixel camera. I used to own the Sony A7 Mark II and the Sony A6000 in the same time, both 24 megapixel sensors. And I realized after a while that I can't make a difference. If I don't look at the EXIF data, I just can't make a difference between the A6000 and the A7 Mark II, you know. It's like just, the difference is the shallow depth of field, but other than that, you know, okay, better in low light a little bit, one stop. But that you can always balance up that with light, with extra light, or with faster glass. So that's why I choose to move to APS-C. But it's a great full frame camera, 24 megapixel. I tell you, it is a great choice, again, if you are happy with Sony's lens selection and the accessories coverage and blah 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 and all the rest. But it is a great camera. Camera number 10, Panasonic G85/G80, 16 megapixel micro four thirds sensor, 4K video. Great still camera, great video capabilities, not so good in low light. Why I say not so good in low light? Because it's a micro four thirds sensor, you know, it's a little bit weaker, I would call, in low light than APS-C size cameras. So I would say that if you want a low light camera, don't choose that. But if you want for still, or if you want just in normal light, you know, like myself, I'm shooting at the moment with the Panasonic FZ2000, so it's not a big deal, you know, like this is a 1-inch camera and you can see that it does a great job, you know, in video. So it's a great video camera, great still camera if you want to shoot in good lighting condition or if you can add light. Why I say this? Because in my opinion, I like Micro Four Thirds cameras, I like Micro Four Thirds sensors, but in my opinion the APS-C is kind of the sweet spot, you know, where it's not too expensive but it's still good enough in low light. Micro Four Thirds, you need extra light, you need extra, that's my opinion anyway. I don't say that the image quality is not good, it's great, I don't say, but in my opinion that little extra what the APS-C size sensor has, you know, that's great. So the reason you don't see here Canon or Nikon cameras really, because they don't really have nice innovations and new innovations in the cameras, you know, like Nikon, you can see over here the D500, that's a great camera, but like Nikon released just not too long ago, you know, the D5600, the D5600. I mean, that camera is 99.99% of D5500. This is Nikon, you know, usually what they do, they release, I bet on anything, now they release the Nikon D7300 and it will be just 2 things changed in the menu system, you know. If they do that, I tell you, I don't know. Anyway, they know why they do this. I don't have a clue why they do this, don't ask me, but that's the truth. Unfortunately, Canon is the same, they don't really do innovative new things, they don't do that, I don't know why. If you check the Canon 5D Mark IV, the example, I mean, in my opinion, for the money you pay, they should put everything they've got into that camera. You pay a shitload of money, excuse my French, but that's the truth. You pay a great amount of money and you get what? You get some 4K video which is useless. Unbelievable. So that's the reason you don't really see Canon and Nikon cameras over here. But in the same time, I think that this is only my opinion, and like I said at the beginning, this is based on my experience with Nikon and Canon and all kind of DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. So if you have a different opinion, or if you think that there is other camera which one is better than what I mentioned over here, please feel free and leave a comment down below, and we can discuss it in a professional manner. You can leave your opinion, like a comment down there, and I hope that you like this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. If you have a question or you don't understand something, again, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Other than that, I wish you a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
We'll be right back.